welcome back to House on a Hill. I have another homeschool curriculum haul and flip through video for you. So like I said last time, I think that flip through videos and looking at what other homeschool moms are buying and using in their homeschool is just a great way for me to get a good grasp on what's out there, what other homeschool moms are finding successful, and just getting to take a look at the inside of a lot of these homeschool curriculums. I know for me personally, without access to a homeschool curriculum store or anywhere that sells this type of curriculum, it's very hard to know exactly what you're getting. So I like to do these little flip through videos, and I don't share every single page, but I do like to share from the beginning and the middle of the end. That way you get a good grasp of what the entire curriculum will look like. Okay, so I purchased some things off christianbook.com. I also purchased a few things from Amazon, and I purchased one item from eBay. Now, I try to buy curriculum, if I can, used, just because it's cheaper. And sometimes I will find either on Amazon, you can get good books that are being sold by a third party that are used, but they're in great condition for a lot cheaper than the new one. And also I like to look for textbooks and curriculum on eBay to see if there's anything there that I can find for cheaper. Any way to save a little money. Homeschooling is not cheap. That is one thing. It will cost you some money. I tell people all the time it would be much easier for me to send my kids to public school, and it would be much cheaper for me if I just sent my kids to public school. But I truly love homeschooling. I love being with my children, watching them learn and grow, and not only are they growing, but I'm growing as well. And the relationship that I'm building with my children is just something that's priceless and definitely is worth all the money that I'm having to spend to homeschool them. So let's get started with this math textbook. Is the Algebra 1 textbook from Saxon Math. I purchased this off of Amazon used from a third-party seller. I paid $30 for it. This textbook on Christian Book or even on Amazon is going for almost $100. So I got a great savings on this. As you can see, it's in excellent condition. With Saxon, you can also purchase the solutions manual, which will give you all the answers to the test and the daily practice problems. And then you can also buy the test booklet. I did not purchase those items because Carson will be using Nicole the Math Lady. Nicole the Math Lady is very similar to teaching textbooks in the sense that Nicole the Math Lady will teach every lesson in this book, and then at the end of the lesson on the computer you can actually do all of the practice problems. You can choose between doing even problems, odd problems, or doing all 30 problems. And then she also allows the child to take the test online, and then after the test is taken, they will email you the results of the test. So because he's doing Algebra 1 this year, and I'm not sure that I can teach all of this correctly, and I want to make sure that, you know, what he's learning, that he's going to be able to retain it and use it, I'm going to be using Nicole the Math Lady. Now that is $59, but it is for one entire book, which for us is one entire year. So I will be using that with Carson. The second item that I got off of Amazon is this Daily Word Ladders book, and it says it's 80 plus word study activities that target key phonics skills to boost young learners' reading, writing, and spelling confidence. I picked this up for Sarah Jane. I saw this on another homeschool mom's Instagram account, and she recommended it, and I thought this would be just something extra that I could add into Sarah Jane's core curriculum that we're going to be using this year. So here's the Daily Word Ladders book. Here's the table of contents. So they're going to be doing run, cat, run, short A, and then fantastic, short A. So then it looks like they're working on short A for a few lessons, and we work on short E, short I. And then over here, they're learning short I, O, and U, and then we have short vowels, vowel consonant plus E. Let's see. Consonant blends. Just lots of different things that we're working on in here. Now, every single lesson in this book works the exact same way. So it says, read the clues, then write the words, start at the bottom, and climb to the top. So at the bottom of the ladder is cat. Then it gives you a clue, the puppy on my lap. Change the first letter. So sat would go here. And then the child reads this one, or you read it to them. A small rug, change the first letter. And then you put the word there. And then this is used to hit a baseball. Change the first letter. So bat, mat, sat, and then cat. And so they would do this for short A, and then every day, and you can do it, you know, as many days as you want. I would probably do this 1 or 2 days with Sarah. Obviously, it just takes a very few short minutes, but every day works the same. As you can see, even towards the middle, it's the same thing. So just something very short and easy that helps to build those phonics skills, and that helps with reading and writing and everything that a young learner needs to know. Next thing that I picked up from Amazon is Teach Art to Children, and this is for grades 1 through 6. Now, I have not used just a strict art curriculum for our kids. With the good and the beautiful in their language arts, their science, and even their history, they do a lot of artwork. So I have not done anything specifically for art for our kids, but I thought with Sarah Jane going to be doing kindergarten and first grade this year, that this would be something that I should start adding in for her. Since both of my older boys did attend public school for a few years, of course, they learned a lot of the basics with art, colors, the blending of colors, lines, shapes, all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to start something with Sarah Jane. I'm probably going to be using this with Sarah Jane and Colton as well. Carson is not my artistic child, which is fine. He has to do some art things with the good and beautiful language arts, so I'm not going to make quite a fuss over this one, but this came highly recommended as well, and I thought I would give this one a try this year. At the beginning of the book, it gives you a list of materials that you're going to need for the book, words to know, so you have complementary colors, contrast, cool colors, all of these words. And then we have this first lesson, you're going to be talking all about lines, curved lines, straight lines. Then we have lines of all kinds, step by step, what you're going to have the child do. Here's the materials that are needed. And here is where you can either make copies of this page if you have multiple children, or if you just have one, you can go ahead and let them just use the book. But it says lines have names that describe their place in space. And then you're going to draw these types of lines here. And then we have line designs. Children plan a design to reinforce their understanding of diagonal, vertical, and horizontal lines. Here's the materials that you will need. And then here's the step-by-step instructions for these curves and angles. This shows you exactly what the child's going to be making here. Here we have curved or bent, and then line delight. And like I said, what I do like is that it comes with the material list, and then it comes with simple step-by-step instructions, so no confusion as to what the child's supposed to be doing. And so then we move on to shape, and it's the same thing, different step-by-step instructions. These are the crafts that they're going to be doing to go along with it. And then they learn about color, changing colors, value, black and white, mixing up colors with white, texture, form, let's see, prints, clay, different cloths and making cloth, drawing and an invention, accordion books and making an accordion book, painting still lifes, pattern portraits. So lots of different things that they'll be working on throughout the year. I know Sarah Jane's already been looking through this book, and she's just already excited to do lots of the projects. In fact, she already wants to start early, and I've been trying to tell her, no, we got to wait until school starts. But I think this is going to be a wonderful way to introduce art and the different elements of art to my kids. Okay, something else that I purchased off of Amazon was this 180 days of spelling and vocabulary. Now, I got the 5th grade because that is what grade Colton is going into this year. I'm going to be honest, I bought this strictly for the spelling. The word study or vocabulary I thought was going to just kind of be extra. When I show you the inside of the book, you'll see, but there is absolutely no spelling activities in the physical book. I believe there is access to online files that you can do some spelling activities online. But if you were just wanting to get a study book like this and be able to find like spelling lists for them to do every week and spelling activities, this is not a spelling book. This is purely a vocab book. So just something to keep in mind, which once again is one of the reasons why I do these, because based upon the title, I thought that it was going to have spelling activities inside the book, and it doesn't. So I'm going to keep it and try it because I do like to add in vocabulary extra for our kids. We did Wordly Wise last year. I'm actually doing Wordly Wise still with Carson, but I'm going to use this and see how it goes. I may end up looking into their spelling activities that they have online, or I may just go with creating my own this year. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet. Okay, here's the 100 days of spelling and word study for 5th grade. Unit 1 gives you week 1. These are the words, word study words that they're going to be, or vocab words as I like to call them, that they'll be working on for this week. Week 1, day 1, word bank, fill in the blank with the correct word. Then we have synonyms and antonyms. Day 2, day 3, we have present tense and past tense. So, and then you're going to choose a word from your answers above to complete each sentence here. Day 4, they have answer each question in complete sentence, turn the question around and use the bold word in your answer. And these are all the vocab words that they have been working on all week. And then day 5, it says use a word from the word bank to complete each analogy. And here's the word bank. So this is a lot like Wordly Wise. Like I said, there's no designated spelling activities. As you can see, this works the exact same way every single week for the vocab, but there's no spelling words in here or no spelling activities. So if you're looking for a spelling curriculum, I would recommend finding something else. But since I already purchased this, I thought I would just use this kind of like Wordly Wise as a vocab book for Colton. Okay, the last thing that I purchased off Amazon was this series of books. It's called The Oregon Trail. If you are a 80s or a 90s child, then you probably played the Oregon Trail game at school. I know that I did. I am a 1983 baby, and I absolutely love the Oregon Trail book, and game, and I thought these books would be absolutely wonderful to read for the boys, and we're doing them as family read aloud. It comes in a set of 4. We have already started reading book 1, and my kids absolutely love it. One of the reasons we like it as well is that they start off that the family is from Kentucky, and as you know, we live in Kentucky, so my kids have just really started loving these. What I love about this set of books is that if you've ever seen the show with Bear Grylls where he does different animal adventures, and then the child, with the help of your TV, it's interactive and they can choose which thing they want Bear Grylls to do, if they want him to go this way or go through the cave and go this way. These books are set up similarly. So you'll read something about the Oregon Trail, and they have like $42 left. And do you want them to spend the $42 on extra food, or do you want them to spend it on buying extra parts for their wagon? And then based upon what your kids answer, it tells you to turn to another page, and then you read the ending. And it may not be the correct answer and it says the end, or you may have picked the right path and it'll tell you to flip to another page, and then they'll ask you more questions, the kids get to answer, and it's just really fun and interactive. And like I said, we couldn't wait to start these, so we've already started book 1, and my kids absolutely love them. So if you're looking for a great read aloud series for your kids, my boys, both age 12 and 10, absolutely are loving this. So is Sarah Jane, but the boys are really into this book series. So I say this is a great book buy.
Is actually the second book in the Oregon Trail series, is called Danger at the Haunted Gate, and it says more than 20 possible endings, choose your own trail. The first book is all about them getting to Chimney Rock, and here the first chapter of this book says Chimney Rock, and obviously they're going to be leaving Chimney Rock and heading on, trying to get to Oregon. But after reading a few pages, you'll get to something like this, and it says if you go through Scotts Bluff, if you want to go through Scotts Bluff, then you have to turn to page 40 and read on. If you go around Scotts Bluff, you turn to page 118. And then you go to those pages, you read, and then it'll give you another page like this where you get to make another decision. And then based upon that, the book keeps going, or you'll get to a page and you've made the wrong choice and it will say the end. Now, when it says the end, we always just go back and pick the other way. We flip to the next page, and we obviously want to read the entire book, so we just turn around and keep going. But like I said, my kids have really enjoyed this. We already started reading book 1, and they absolutely love it.
I decided to go with Master Books History for both boys. They're doing different levels, but we're going with Master Books this year. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about Master Books History and Science units. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing for science this year yet. I may be doing a Master Book Science, but definitely for history, I am doing Master Books. It comes with a teacher's manual, and it comes with the student guide. For Carson, I'm doing the World Story Book 3, and it's the modern age, the explorers through the present day. Now, Colton is doing, let's see, it's book 1, and it's America's story, and it says for the ancient Americas to the great gold rush. I picked these two specifically because book 1 starts with 3rd through 6th grade, so I thought he could start this one. And then I put Carson on level 3 because after reading the table of contents, I realized that a lot of the materials in level 1 and level 2 we've already gone over with the good and the beautiful. So level 3 is material that Carson has not learned yet. So I thought this would be a great one to start him off with. So he's going to be doing level 3.
Okay, so here we have the world story. The modern age is the book 3. It's what I'm using for Carson for 7th grade this year. It comes with the teacher guidebook that also includes the worksheets for the student inside the teacher's guidebook. And then this is the book that the child uses, and all it has in there is the reading materials that go with the lessons. So the actual student worksheets are inside of the teacher guide. So here it has first semester suggested daily schedule. So it has week 1, day 1, read these pages and do the worksheet that goes along with it. And then it has chapter 1, reading, chapter 1, and then it also has where you can put in here for the child the due date for their assignment. And if you're grading them, you can put the grade right on this side. So it has this set up for the entire year. And then we have a world map here. And then here are the chapter activity pages that go with the World Story 3 book. And then here is the first page for the first lesson. Tells you the materials that you're going to need. Here is chapter narration prompts and responses, and then the objectives for this chapter. And then here's some of the other daily work that goes with chapter 1, which is written narration prompt, vocabulary, answering the questions, filling the information on the chart below. And then we have some information about the Explorer or Conqueror that they're reading about, worldview checkup. And then it says map adventure, the age of exploration. Study the map on this on page 16 of your student book, and then answer the questions below. And then it just continues on. And then here is where it starts chapter 2, which would probably be based upon the schedule. Let's see. Chapter 2 is going to start at day 7, which is the second week. And it works the same exact way through the entire book. Reading and then answering questions and doing the daily activities that coincide with the reading for that day. So that is a look inside the World Story Book 3, The Modern Age. Okay, as you can imagine, the America's Story Book 1 teacher guide and the student guide, just like the other one, the student worksheets are included inside of the teacher guide. Works the same exact setup. They give you a daily schedule to look at, which I like because that keeps us on task and it lets him know what's coming up next and what we need to be doing for the next day. But just like the other book, it comes with a world map at the beginning, and then here starts the actual lessons that coincide with the reading materials. So it gives you the materials needed for this chapter, oral narration, question and answers. On this level, it has written narration for older children, and then we have some sketching here, some map adventures, and they have to fill in places on the map, some answering the questions. So very similar to the other book. And inside the student book is just the reading material for the chapter. And right here it says narration break, so you're going to tell what you learned about the different tribes. I know Master Books is very big on oral narration and written narration.
Okay, something else that I purchased off of Christian Book is Wordly Wise, and it's level 7. This is for Carson. I absolutely love Wordly Wise. It is not Christian based, I will say that. So some of the stories in there, they may not line up with my beliefs as a Christian. Some of them, like when it comes to science, some of the science stories and evolution, but I do think it's a great vocab curriculum. It has different daily activities that they do Monday through Friday. It works the same way every week, and at the end they can take a test that goes over it, and then it also comes with the answer key book right here. So we did Wordly Wise. He did level 6 last year, and we just moved on to level 7.
Okay, so here we have Wordly Wise, table of contents here. Like I said, here's lesson 1, which I would normally do on Monday. It at the very beginning, it gives you the word list that they will be learning, vocab words that they'll be learning this week, the definitions, parsed speech. And then here's what Carson will be doing on a Monday morning, which is finding meanings. And then day 2, Tuesday, he'll be doing just the right word. It says replace each phrase in bold with a single word or form of the word from the word list. Then day 3, applying meanings. Day 4, word study, synonyms and antonyms. Okay, this is day 5, and this is where they read a passage and its vocabulary in context. Then they answer the questions. And after this is when they will do their test taking. It also has in book 7 vocabulary extension if you want them to do that as well. And it has discussion and writing prompts, and then an area for them to be able to answer the questions. And so just like week 1, it works the same way throughout the entire book. Lesson 2, 3, and so forth. All the way, I believe there are 20 lessons. Yes, there are 20 lessons in this book.
Okay, the last thing that I purchased, and I got this one off of eBay, and it is an older volume of 5 in a Row. If you've probably heard a lot about 5 in a Row. It is a literature-based language arts curriculum for kids. It gives you a book to read. You read it for 5 days in a row. Every day you dig a little deeper into the book. It has different activities that you can do that are for geography and for math and for science and for language arts. And then the next week you will pick a new book and read that one for 5 days in a row. And it gives you different activities to do for each subject if you want to. I've heard wonderful things about 5 in a Row. I decided to try to find it used because it is quite pricey, and I wasn't sure that it would be a great fit for Sarah Jane. I am going to give this a try and see how it works out. If it doesn't, that's fine. I think I paid $23 for this book, so not much. I'm not out much money on it, and we can always try something else if this doesn't work. But I've heard wonderful things about 5 in a Row, so I thought I would at least purchase it and be able to flip through it and see what it was all about.
Okay, here we go. 5 in a Row, Volume 1. It gives you a list in the table of contents of the books that you're going to need. So we have the story about Ping, Lentil, Madeline, a pair of red clogs, the rag coat. And so every week you can do a new book. And obviously from the title, they want you to read it every day, 5 days in a row. Let's see if I can get to. to a lesson here. Okay, so here is a book that you'll be reading, Lentil, and we have the title, author, illustrator. The category is it's a classic. Summary, it's a boy discovers that he has a special talent and using it makes a difference. And so you will read the book to the child at the beginning, and then you can pick one of these to do social studies, geography, social studies, human relationships, and it gives you different activities that you can do that enforces what you're also learning inside of the book. Then it has literature, elements, art, different art things that you can choose to do. Like most curriculum, you can choose to do one or none of them. I know a lot of people just use 5 in a row and they use the books for reading and may pick out doing like the art activities that go with it and do not do the science and math and other things that you could do if you wanted. So it has mathematics, introduction to fractions, science, human anatomy, taste buds, science, sound, and acoustics, social studies, geography. Now this is for Madeline. Social studies, human relationships, but every book works the same way. It gives you social studies, language arts, art, math, and science activities that you can do to go along with the book to reinforce what you've been learning in the book. So I haven't decided if we'll be using this. I'm going to try it, I think, but this is just a quick look into 5 in a row. Okay, guys, that is it for my curriculum haul this week. I will be sharing soon some of the other items that I've been slowly purchasing. I've been buying all those extras that you need, construction paper, cardstock, computer paper, just lots of extra things that all homeschool families need to make it throughout the homeschool year. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and like always, I will see you on my next video. Bye!